Hey, what is up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but today is actually my birthday. I am turning 19, which is so crazy to me. I can't even process the fact that I've made it this far, but thank you to everybody throughout those 19 years who have constantly supported me. Thank you to you guys who have been watching my videos, even though my posting schedule has not been great lately. I've come to a lot of realizations this past year, you know, being an 18-year-old and everything. But I'm super excited for today, and yeah, let's officially get this started. First of all, I just want to say Happy New Year! Who would have thought that we would have made it this far, 2020? With the beginning of a new decade and a new year, I want to start off fresh by just reflecting on 18 things that I learned at 18. I know, you're probably all done with the new year, new me bullshit, but I'm just gonna be a hypocrite and go through with it anyway. I think that's what's best for me this year, is to just start off fresh by reflecting on what I've done in the past, what I've learned. 18 was a big year for me. I graduated from high school. I said goodbye to many friends that I'd been with since I was 8 years old. I had to say goodbye to a school I'd been at for 13 years. Start off on my gap year and really venture into the unknown with what I am doing with my life. No, this is not to say just because, I'm a year older, I'm a year wiser, like, I'm still just as clueless about my life as much as everybody is. So that's today's video, 18 things that I learned at 18. So, number 18, self-reflection doesn't always have to be in writing. So, one big thing that I discovered this year was how erratic and jumbled my thoughts are when trying to express them. If you know me, I can be a very overthinking person. I've never been one to have a calm mind, and I feel like with journaling, because it was something that I tried to do every day as a personal goal last year, it didn't work out very well because every time I would try to write, I would get super frustrated because I had to finish my thought before moving on to the next one. But with voice memos, I find that it's more therapeutic in the sense that I can just spill out all of my words, and they don't necessarily have to make sense because I'm just talking things out, but it will make sense to me. And I think that's the most important thing about journaling. I think that for me personally, talking things out has a lot more of an effect rather than just writing things out, because when I talk things out, I can definitely examine all the possible details before making any specific decisions or coming to any sort of conclusions. Number 17, it is fucking hard to be an artist. At a very young age, 7 years old I believe, I knew I wanted to be in the performing arts industry. In the meantime, I've just been gigging in Malaysia and I've been working as much as possible. I didn't know how hard it was to be an artist until I really dove into the performing arts scene myself. And of course, I can read about it as much as I want, I can hear about it as much as I want, but you never truly know what it means until you experience it yourself. Though it is really hard to be an artist, I believe that these hurdles that I've endured, it has made a really, really big difference in who I am as an artist, how I approach certain things, and really how I view the performing arts scene. I really think it's also a good thing to, have a few reality checks every now and then to actually realize how unrealistic my career choice is. It's always good to examine the negatives as well as the positives, otherwise you'll just end up having this unrealistic expectation where you'll be disappointed. Number 16, trust actions and not words. I am a huge, firm believer on giving people the benefit of the doubt. I really try not to judge people based off of first impressions because I know not everybody makes the greatest first impressions. Something that I have been guilty of for a majority of my life is really just making excuses for people. Kind of just letting them get away with certain things that I'm kind of like, that's debatable. I learned in my 18th year to really make sure that I'm protecting myself. Even though people may seem really genuine and really adamant about what they say, it's always something to really see how they follow through with that and really just walk the walk and not just talk the talk. Yeah, I think that's the phrase. Number 15, being an extroverted introvert. I don't really feel like I fit on either end of the spectrum. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I really enjoy being with my friends and going out and having a good time, but I also enjoy really being by myself in the confines of my own room, buried under the covers, watching Netflix, writing music, and just doing my own thing. It's okay to be introverted, and it's okay to like your alone time, and it's okay to be alone. It is just as important to make sure you have that human interaction and really just get out and make the effort to hang out with friends, because sometimes I really get sucked into my own world and I kind of forget that everything else is still going around me. 2 weeks will fly by and I'll be like, oh, I haven't hung out with my best friends in a while. I should probably do that. Something that I learned in my 18th year is that I can be really guilty of forgetting about my loved ones around me because I'm so consumed in my own thoughts. During 2020, I will definitely try to make more of an effort in my relationships with my friends and family and just everybody around me in general. Number 14, exercise should not just be for vanity purpose. Even though I absolutely hate going to the gym and would much rather, kick a football around or just play touch rugby or something, sometimes those things won't be accessible to me, so I need to be versatile and really take care of my body, especially when I go to the States, because I don't know how often I'll be able to play sports outside of college and everything. Exercising now to me really feels like a genuine accomplishment, and that's why I want to do it, because it makes me feel good physically. It doesn't make me feel tired most of the time, and whenever I get up out of bed to go to the gym, I honestly feel like, yeah, that's a pretty big accomplishment in itself, and that might not be for some people, but for me it works, and I feel like having a good mentality about it and not just thinking, oh, I have to go to the gym, but instead thinking, alright, I'm gonna be going to the gym today and I'm going to feel good once I finish working out because I'm keeping my body healthy. I think that's a very good mindset to have, and that's definitely the 2020 energy I want to bring into this year. Alright, number 13, getting into routines equals happy Zoe equals calm Zoe. What I've been trying to do this year is just making schedules in terms of what my filming schedule is now going to be, because I am actually going to try and keep up with weekly posts and updates on YouTube. My Instagram posting, because I have a singing account, and if you want to follow that, you can check it out right here. I have been really slacking off with that just because there was a bunch of things that I was dealing with in the last few months of 2019, but it's all good now. So I will try to be more active on social media and really get back into routine, because I feel like that's what makes me happy, and that's what really drives me to be better, to improve my content, and just to keep up with weekly posting. Being in a routine really just makes me feel secure in myself, define what I want to do and like where I want to be. So definitely this year I want to set more schedules for myself and keep in the habit of keeping up with those schedules. Even though it can be long and arduous sometimes trying to write it all down, I think once I have that in writing, it'll make me feel better about the direction that I'm heading into. Number 12. Though I absolutely love working late, waking up early is just as important. Another fun fact about me, I am an extreme night owl. If you asked me to choose between staying up super late and waking up super early, I would probably choose staying up as late as possible. But I know that that is extremely unhealthy, and that is something that definitely hit me like a truck. During senior year, I found that I wasn't able to just pull all-nighters anymore to do work. I was a lot more lethargic than I normally was. And I realized, wow, my health is deteriorating. I decided that something that I want to do about it is to definitely try and sleep late as less as possible. Though I will indulge in a late night every now and then, because actually that's when I get the most ideas creatively. But I know that for my long-term health, it is not something that I should be indulging in a lot of. So I'm definitely gonna try my best this year to minimize that as much as possible. 11. I am mentally stronger than I think I am. 18 was a very rough year. I struggled a lot with mental health in terms of really just feeling depressed and anxious, and I experienced my first hard-hitting anxiety attack, and that was not fun. It really made me realize, wow, I'm a lot stronger than I think, and I can really push myself to be the best that I can really be. Something that I struggled a lot with when I was younger was really putting myself down and not having as much confidence as I should. And something that I really want to bring into the new year this year is really just to have confidence in myself, to believe in my goals and my dreams. I really think that I can, take it a step further this year, so that's what I'm gonna do. Number 10, IB does not determine my success. Yes, that is a very general statement, and I stand by that statement, and it depends, I guess, on each person's individual situation. Though it was something that I kind of regret, just because it took a very big toll on my mental health and just my overall well-being. IB does not determine the entirety of my success. For the IB exam results, I did not get exactly what I wanted, and I was really bummed out about that. But even though it felt like my whole world was ending when I looked at my results, getting that acceptance letter from Berkeley was just like a complete turnaround, and it made me feel a lot more confident in myself than I did before. For me personally, whether I got a 0 or a 45 in my results, it did not determine my acceptance at Berkeley, and I feel like that was purely based on my hard work, my creativity, and everything that I've been working towards as a musician. Though I'm very grateful for IB teaching me so many different skills in my life, really it does not determine the entirety of my success, and if you took full IB, it should not define yours as well. Do not define yourself by that one number, because you are definitely more than just a number. Number 9, choose people that choose you. The effort that you put into relationships, if people are not giving you that same effort back, then you should not invest that effort into them in the first place. There are lots of toxic people in our lives, whether we interact with them, whether we choose to push them away. It's always important to surround yourself with people that care about you, that support you, that love you unconditionally. And especially for me personally, that I'm starting a new chapter in my life, being on this gap year, starting college very soon. Something that I learned is to just not give people the time of day that don't give it to you. Number 8, life is what you make of it. Really working as hard as you possibly can until everything else in life is just, up to fate or up to the universe or whatever you want to believe in. I think that hard work can really go a long way. Did not think that I could get into the school of my dreams, and although I'm sure there was definitely an aspect of luck involved, that was something I worked very hard into achieving. I spent countless hours just practicing my audition piece. I did my best to improve my sight reading, and I just constantly worked with my piano teacher in refining my music theory and just music skills in general. You can just go a long way with having that go-getter attitude and confidence in yourself. So if that is something that you struggled with as I have, I think it all just starts with a single step and just that willingness and want to go get what you want. Number 7, be mindful, be grateful. As a teenager, sometimes you really forget how easy certain things come to you in terms of having a roof over your head, having food on the table every single night. This is something that I'm guilty of, not being as grateful as I can for my parents, for the hard work that they put into sending me to school and just being there for me in general. This is something that I really want to acknowledge more of in 2020. That being said, this isn't the case for everyone, obviously. It's just that I can be a bit of a brat sometimes, and it really takes a lot to admit that. And I feel like once you acknowledge certain things like this, it's really one step to moving forward and bettering yourself as a person. This year, I want to be more grateful for a lot more things and to really live in the moment and enjoy those moments as much as I possibly can. Number 6, speak your truth. After something that one of my friends said, which was choose your battles, from then on I kind of just held back in many ways, emotionally, verbally. I became more submissive when it came to just really speaking my mind. People would ask me, oh, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, I would just, literally, sometimes I would just not say anything and I would just keep quiet. I found that to be very detrimental in relationships with romantic interests, friends, family, etc. Now, looking back on it, I understand how frustrating that must have been. Definitely something that I want to carry into my 19th year of living is really speaking my mind and not being afraid to be honest and open with people. Number 5, it is okay to not be in control of everything. I try to overanalyze every possible situation that could go wrong in my life. If you give me a situation, I will tell you 10 different ways that it could go wrong. I realize that that is not a very healthy way of trying to cope with not being in control of everything in life. It's okay to go with the flow and to really acknowledge that, you know, I've done as much as I can, and it's okay to just let the universe do its thing. It's okay to go with the flow and just let loose, just to trust that everything in my life happens for a reason and that I will get to the place that I want to be so long as I work hard. Number 4, know your self-worth. Coming from a place with not very much confidence and really growing that over the years, I have definitely developed more of a clearer definition of my self-worth, who I am as a person, and what I deserve. Especially in romantic relationships and stuff, when I was younger, I would often just let people walk all over me. As sad as that is, I didn't really have a good definition of self-worth and just really independence and confidence when I was younger. So definitely being 18, I've learned, just not through romantic relationships, but through friendships, relationships with my family members, that I now know what I deserve and what I'm entitled to as a human being, as me. Definitely going into 2020, I will hold my head high and just have a much better sense of self-worth and really learning to love myself better in the new year. Once you learn to love yourself, that's when other people can love you. So that's definitely something I will be working to better. Number 3, chase your dreams. I never thought I could get into an amazing school. For me, that was definitely a reach, and it was a bit of a gamble. Ever since I was young, I had set my sights on big named performing arts schools that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. I never knew what I was capable of until I really went for it and just I laid everything out on the line and hoped for the best. Now, it's not to say that it didn't come with hard work and sacrifice. Dream big and chase your dreams, because you never know where they may take you. They may take you to places that you never thought that you could have gone to in your wildest dreams. I guess that's just the creative in me and just the dreamer and like my personality in general, but I always think it's really good to have big dreams, because if you shoot for the moon, you can always land on the stars. I don't know how that saying goes, and I can't remember it. Number 2, seek discomfort. Yes, I am stealing this from Yes Theory, this amazing YouTube channel that I started watching especially towards the end of 2019. I absolutely fell in love with their videos and their philosophy of just seeking discomfort and just putting yourself in situations you normally wouldn't in order to grow as a person and to really gain experiences and new knowledge about the world around you. Going into 2020, I really want to make sure that I fulfill that as much as possible, to really challenge myself, not just in my schoolwork and my career in general, but I really want to seek discomfort when it comes to making new friends or just trying new foods, finally reading a book, which I have been meaning to get into, making the most out of the one life that I have. And finally, number 1 out of the 18 things I learned being 18, trust yourself. That is something that I struggled a lot with, especially in my senior year of high school. When I took the full IB, it was a lot more than I thought I could handle. Though I really wanted to drop out and I was just absolutely done with it, I was told by many of my teachers, you know, as encouragingly as possible to stay in the IB. I had 1 year left and just to really push through. In the end, I don't know, it just didn't feel like my decision that I made, and it feels like it was other people that made that decision for me. And definitely in 2020, I really want to make decisions for myself and to just really trust myself in knowing what is best for me. And I think that that's very important, because you know yourself best, and that is going to come into play a lot when I'm living abroad on my own for the first time. It's a very much learn as I go kind of thing, but I am definitely looking forward to having more trust in myself and in my beliefs, in my values, and my priorities in the new year. That was 18 things that I learned at 18, and if you guys found this video helpful, if you really liked the content of this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if there's something that really hit home for you. Now that I have this newfound motivation and drive for the new year, I am really stoked to say that I will be doing weekly videos again, and yeah, so I will see you next week. Who knows, maybe I'll pump out another video in this week and do 2 videos this week, but let's not get too overambitious. Yeah, I guess that's all for now. I hope you have an amazing 2020 ahead of you. Bye. Oh my god, did I even... that... and... I became more... I became more submissive in a lot of different ways.